The viral Pampanga ostrich dies a day after road incident. The worker dies due to electrocution. Sanol and Ecotourism Nature Park undergoes rehabilitation after flash flood buries resort in mud and debris. And SMART, PLDT and DITO was signed of Memorandum of Agreement. Good evening, I'm Apolinario, Ferdi Dignadi si Valencia, and this is Philippine Headlines. In Luzon, the sad fate of viral Pampanga ostrich dies a day after road incident. The ostrich that went viral after being spotted wandering along a road in Lubao, Pampanga, died just one day after the incident. According to local officials, the bird suffered extreme stress after the mate died while laying an egg. The female ostrich was reportedly unable to expel the egg, which caused her death. Grieving the loss of its partner and overwhelmed by stress, the surviving ostrich escaped from its enclosure and wandered onto a busy highway, temporarily disrupting traffic. After 30 minutes, the animal was safely returned to the farm by its handler. However, tragedy struck again the following day when the ostrich became entangled in a wire fence inside the farm. It sustained fatal injuries and eventually died. The ostrich has since been buried on the farm. The incident saddened many netizens who had followed the bird's viral run along the road. In Visayas, the worker dies due to electrocution in the municipality of Compostela. A 25-year-old construction worker died after being electrocuted at around 12:02 p.m. on Thursday in Sitio Cornerian, Barangay Cogon in the municipality of Compostela, the province of Cebu. The victim was identified as Renel Andogan Daklan, a resident of Sitio Liberty in Barangay Coit in Cebu City. According to police reports, the Compostela Municipal Police Station received a call from a security guard at Danao City District Hospital reporting that the man had been brought in after suffering electrocution. The police responded to the scene and gathered statement from 6 co-workers of the victim who were also construction workers at the site. Witnesses said that during their lunch break, the workers were inside their bunkhouse at the construction site where the victim attempted to retrieve an extension cord commonly used for their ceiling fan without wearing footwear. He reportedly came into contact with a damaged portion of the wire, causing him to be electrocuted. His co-workers immediately turned off the circuit breaker and rushed him to Danao City District Hospital, but he was declared dead on arrival. The police said they have recommended an autopsy to determine whether foul play was involved, but the victim's family has declined the procedure. In Mindanao, Sanol Ecotourism Nature Park undergoes rehabilitation after flash flood buries resort in mud and debris. Clearing and rehabilitation operations have begun at Sanol Ecotourism Nature Park in Purok Dam in Barangay Landan in Polomolok, South Cotabato, after the entire resort was buried in mud, rocks, and debris following a flash flood that struck the area the other day. According to resort owner Dionisio Escaran, only light rain had been falling in their area before the incident. However, a few hours later, a massive surge of water and mud rushed down from the mountains, completely covering the resort. The flash flood buried 2 swimming pools and submerged a minivan, a top-down vehicles, and several motorcycles. Fortunately, no employees or guests were reported injured or killed. Initial estimates placed the damage to the resorts at around 300,000 pesos to 500,000 pesos. As a result, the resort's operations and the livelihood of those who depend it have been temporarily affected, while cleanup and rehabilitation are underway. Full restoration of normal operations is expected to take several months. Meanwhile, the Municipal Environment and Natural Resources Office or MENRO of Polomolok said Several factors may have contributed to the flash flood, including the conversion of parts of the forest into agricultural land, the effects of the magnitude 7.8 earthquake on June 8, and the series of heavy rains in the area. The authorities continue to assess the affected area as clearing and rehabilitation efforts remain ongoing. In the other news, rocket debris recovered in Palawan. The personnel from the Philippine Coast Guard or PCG recovered a large piece of suspected rocket debris after it was found floating along the shoreline of Sitio Taburon in Barangay Balading on Bisukay Island in Cuyo, Palawan on Wednesday. Local authorities responded immediately after residents reported spotting an unusual object that has washed ashore on the beach. According to the initial assessment, the metallic objects bear markings and features similar to components that separate from space rockets after launch. The recovered foreign object has been turned over to Maritime Security and Law Enforcement Group Palawan or MARSLEGPAL, which has been tasked with conducting a thorough technical assessment and validation to officially determine the material proposed of the debris. The Philippine Coast Guard is also expected to coordinate with the Philippine Space Agency or PhilSA to identify the object's exact origin, including the country or specific space mission it may have come from. Experts have long warned about falling debris from foreign rocket launches, which can pose risk to maritime area. Meanwhile, the authorities reminded fishermen and coastal residents not to touch or approach similar suspicious objects if they encounter the safety of the investigation is ongoing. And our business update, Smart, PLDT and Dito signed a Memorandum of Agreement. The Resource Sharing Agreement. Smart, PLDT and Dito Telecommunity have signed a Memorandum of Agreement or MOA to expand their network coverage through infrastructure sharing. The ceremonial signing was led by PLDT Chairman and CEO Manuel B. Pangilinan and Dito President and CEO Eric R. Alberto. Also present during the signing of the Memorandum of Agreement were PLDT FVP for Network Roderick S. Santiago, PLDT Chief Operating Officer Menardo G. Jimenez, Dito Chief Commercial Officer Adel Tamano, and Dito Chief Technology Officer Rodolfo Santiago. And that is Philippine Headlines this Friday, July 3, 2026. I'm Apolinario, 30 Dignity si Valencia, and this is Salakot Online Broadcasting Network. Good night, Philippines. Amping kasadya.